That's it. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Ethan Etchart Fitness. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about this Joe Dispenza event I just went to. And so let's talk about this Joe Dispenza event. It was super impressive and powerful. We did a week long of meditation. And one thing I want to say just to start is I know a lot of people that may not be familiar with him will be like, oh, this guy says he's a doctor, right? He's Dr. Joe Dispenza, but he only has a doctorate in chiropractic medicine. But to those people, I just want to ask you, like, what is a doctor? Like, what does a doctor do? If you look at the dictionary, maybe you'll find something that says like, oh, a doctor is qualified to treat people, okay? And so what makes you qualified to treat people? I guess maybe you go to university for 10 years and then you're qualified to treat people, okay? All right, but if you look maybe at like a more simple definition of what a doctor is, a doctor is someone that heals people, right? They're a healer, basically. And so if you look at the work that Joe Dispenza stuff does, is like they're curing like stage 4 cancers, they're curing blindness, a lot of cardiovascular diseases. I mean, like everything is what they're curing, like especially anxiety and depression are really big ones that they're showing how to improve through meditation. And there's a number of other things, hormonal disorders, uterine cancers, like all these things are showing that you can improve through meditation. He's definitely a doctor. If we're talking about someone that cures people, then that's someone that cures people through these teachings, basically. He doesn't have to prescribe you to take 50 pills. He doesn't have to grab a knife and slice it down the side of your body and rip out a tumor. They actually teach you how to eliminate the tumor yourself through meditation. So, wow, it's super impressive and powerful. A year ago, I never would have thought this stuff really existed and was real, honestly, because I was so inundated in the world of Western medicine and things like that. So personally, as a trainer though, I always have felt that like medications and the pharmaceutical industry was absolutely rigged and crazy, and it definitely is. But now what I've seen now, I even more understand how important it is just to live a natural, healthy lifestyle that's holistic, you know, like exercising, meditating. So basically a lot of the big things that Joe Dispenza talks about. So this guy originally, he's like a neuroscientist, he's a chiropractor, right? But I think like 30, 40 years ago in the 80s, when he was like in his 20s, he got in a major bicycle accident. He was a triathlon and his spine was like really messed up. Doctors told him he would never get to walk again. I think they're like parts of his spinal cord, like the bone fragments were fractured, and through the power of meditation, he was able to heal his spine and be back training within like 3 months or less or something like that. So that's kind of his initial story. And like for the last 30, 40 years since then, he's been just studying this stuff and getting way more advanced at meditating and teaching people to cure a number of different diseases and stuff like that. So it's super crazy. And he's written like 3 books. He's got like Becoming Supernatural, that's the one that I read, and then he's got The Habits or Unbreaking the Habit of Being You, and then the other one is You Are the Placebo. So that's what he's written. They're super like big sellers, New York Times bestsellers, and I recommend checking those out. If you've never heard of this guy, read his books, look out for his YouTube content too. So I've only been following, I'm in my stretcher now, just warming up. I've only been following Joe Dispenza stuff for like 7-8 months. My friend Matt Reiling, that I was living with in Arizona, introduced me to him and his meditations. And I was blown away for sure. Like 3 years ago, I started meditating a little bit, but only like 10, 25 minutes or so. But now with these ones, like I'm really ready to keep going and do like 45 minutes to like an hour and a half at least, you know, it's super powerful. But so my friend Matt introduced me to him like 7 months ago, and you know, respect to Matt, I'm gonna get this guy, make sure he can get to one of these events too. Like mystified and impressed by all like the scientific data too that goes into what they work with in meditation. So before you go to one of these advanced retreats that are a week long, I just did, you have to take an online course that's a progressive course, and he teaches you all the concepts that are necessary for the advanced course. For instance, you learn about 4 to 5 different meditations. A lot of them focus on like the energy centers in the body, heart coherence, brain coherence. There's a pineal gland meditation too. And then what else is there? And then there's a lot of breath work too. A lot of breath work to kind of get yourself in like holotropic states and get yourself really like connected to the field as you're meditating. Along that, there's lessons and lectures basically that explain the science, but also explain like the psychology too. So it's like neuropsychology, neuroendocrine psychology, I guess we could call it. It's all about understanding how our thoughts affect our body and our emotions and our experiences, and how those affect the way we live our lives. And I think it's so important to share this information though, because like, first of all, I made this channel in general because I want to help people be healthy, you know, solve a lot of issues like obesity and like world hunger, cardiovascular disease, because, you know, in reality, a lot of people are really sick in the world, you know, especially I'm from the US, and that's a very sick population. Even though there's a lot of money out there, there's a lot of resources, people are super sick, and we saw that during COVID. The population, you know, struggled a lot, and so for me, it's like I want, you know, people to be healthy, happy, and live to their highest degree of success they can, and I want to do that globally. That's why I'm out trying to learn languages and stuff. I'm in Spain, and I'm in Colombia right now, Latin America, for the next like couple years. So, you know, this is important for me to share, and so I think it's very important you guys, you know, take a look at what this guy has to offer. Joe Dispenza's stuff is powerful. You know, his books are translated in a lot of languages. In English, it's like, come on, you guys got to read it. You know, it's like we watch a lot of Netflix, we watch a lot of YouTube, we watch a lot of Instagram, TikTok, but it's like, maybe check out this guy's, you know, TikTok, his YouTube, read the book, and your life will be changed. And so a lot of it has to do with like quantum physics and kind of a little bit more detailed neuroendocrinology, which I'm pretty familiar with, but like not at the level I should be to explain to you exactly how these systems work. But the main concepts is that he likes to start with is that if you think about when we live through the emotions of stress, and we often do this by having the same thoughts over and over again, and a lot of times we're living through the thoughts of our past. So if you have a limiting belief that you will never find your husband, if you're a girl, you never find your wife because you're ugly, because you don't have enough money, because you're not smart enough, because you don't have enough education, and things like that, and you continue to tell yourself that every single day, you're going to feel stressed out because of it, or you're going to feel sad, you're going to evoke the emotions of like depression and anxiety and sadness. And as you continue to do that and feel those emotions, you're going to make the same actions, you're going to be lazier, you're not going to show up for yourself, you're not going to challenge yourself to grow, and then you're going to get the same experiences because of that, because you're doing the same actions. And with those same experiences, which they're going to lead to more sadness, more results of you not becoming smarter or more good looking or more fit or making more money, because you're dwelling on the past and you're not getting any better. It's an endless cycle of living through the hormones of stress. Next thing you know, you develop disease because you have so much cortisol in your body that you've been running on overdrive because you're living through the hormones of stress, you know, and so the way like the stress hormones work in our body, they're mostly like emergency systems. Like if you're being chased by a predator, you know, not like you're just sitting in your car in traffic and you're thinking about something that happened with your ex-girlfriend. And so if we take that idea basically with like the self-limiting beliefs and we start to think positively, let's try to like rechange. For instance, if you were a guy trying to like, you don't think you're ever gonna find a wife because you're lonely, depressed, you don't have skills, you don't have money, you don't work out or anything like that, okay? So let's say how you fix that is you understand the emotions that you wanna feel when you finally have reached that goal. Why you probably want a wife, you know, is because you want to feel love and you want to feel connection, you want to feel joy, and you want to feel freedom with her to go, you know, experience life together with someone, right? That's probably what you want to feel. So you understand the emotions that you want to feel, finally reach these goals, and then you understand what your intention is to get there, right? So let's say you want to manifest your wife. You're going to have that intention and you're going to marry it with an elevated emotion like joy and love, which is like, this is what he calls it, elevated emotion married with intention. This is how you reach and like manifest your goal. But this seems kind of crazy at first. If you don't really buy into this stuff, you're like, what? Like, okay, so I married an elevated intention with the emotion with an intention. How's that gonna help me reach my goals? So this is like the main concept of how it works. You meditate on this stuff, right? And you catch the thoughts that are negative, you catch the limiting beliefs, and you have to observe them and detach from them and get into the space of nothingness, no place, nowhere while you're meditating, to completely detach from your limiting beliefs and what you think about the world. So while you're meditating, you're trying to get as far as you can from what you know about reality. As you start the meditation, you know what your intention is, your elevated emotions, like the things you want to feel. So if anything, all you want to do is focus on feeling love and joy. You know, we know how to make ourselves feel sad and depressed and angry. We do that all the time. But you should also, you need to try to practice how it feels to feel joyous and feel love. Try not to worry about like logistics of how you're gonna like get your success or anything like that. You're not like necessarily like, you're not trying to plan every step along the road. But as you stay in a state for like 45 minutes, as long as you can, feel that love, feel your heart, feel parts of your body, and disconnect from your ego. That's how you can start to see where you go unconscious in your brain and how you start having negative thoughts, because you'll be catching them as you're meditating. You're like, what the heck? And as you start feeling love and you start understanding that you can achieve your goals by just knowing that you have the ability to do it, you're gonna start believing in more and more and more yourself. You're gonna feel more love. And so after your meditation, now you're gonna have the proper emotions to lead to better actions. Now you're gonna be motivated, you're gonna be inspired to, for instance, like go work out and start taking classes online to get a better job or whatever you're trying to do. And next thing you know, as you start doing those actions, you're going to get better experiences, because you're gonna have good workouts, you're gonna learn a lot of things, people are gonna respect you, you're gonna get like a lot more knowledge, you're gonna get hired for a certain job, you're gonna make some money. And then as you keep having those actions, it's gonna reinforce the emotion again, leading to better thoughts, because now you're gonna be thinking like, oh, okay, like I crushed that assignment, I crushed the workout today, so like if I can do that right now, then I'm probably gonna be able to do it tomorrow too. You're able to have a more successful future. And as you like go along the days upon days, you're changing your personality to reflect the goals that you want to have, and next thing you know, you're where you want to be way faster. And so that's how the meditation like, and his philosophy kind of works at the most basic level. It's a lot more deeper than that in general, especially as you get into the advanced retreat. But if you're trying to understand how these things work in general, that's how it works. And so I just want to share like 2 big takeaways from this conference, just to kind of end this video. Like the first takeaway is that like, wow, this stuff is 100% on point. It's legit, it's real. This is the future of medicine. Basically, like they're starting to study this now at a university level, and people are super pumped because the results are showing that it's more powerful than pharmaceuticals by like, you know, like by many degrees. It's way more powerful and more effective than a lot of surgeries too. And so this is going to have a place in medical interventions in society now, I'm believing forward. So that's super exciting. And then my second biggest takeaway is how this is for everyone, right? This is for every single person to understand how they can improve their lives, and they don't have to worry about like becoming obsessed with a certain religious dogma, like, oh, I need to be a Christian, I need to be a Muslim, I need to be a Jew, I need to be a Buddhist, whatever. You don't have to worry about any of that. This stuff is like not founded in religious dogma. It's just science, and it's taught at a philosophical level, and people of all different demographics were there. I saw super young kids, I saw like 80-year-olds, I saw black, white, Latino, Asian, everything was there. And so this is for everyone. People with cancer, stage 4 cancers have been cured. So if it's for people that have cured cancers and got out of wheelchairs, then it's for you. That's what I really discovered. So for me, it's really gonna be leading into my life moving forward. And I know now that meditation, I guess that would be my third takeaway, obviously, is that meditation is something we all need to be doing. And it's gotta be like at least an hour. And so my plans moving forward is like at least an hour, probably 2 for sure, if I can stay consistent with that. And I plan on doing it. But I know for at least 1 hour a day, I'm going to need to reach my goals where I need to be in life. So I'm extremely pumped about it to see what happens. And so, yeah, so thanks for watching this video, guys. Like and subscribe.